Hey guys, welcome back to another flashlight review, and we're going to be talking today about the Sofirn SC03, and this is a new sort of lantern hybrid light that I got in the mail recently from Sofirn. They've sent me this as a free sample for the purposes of this review. And I really like it when light companies just go out of their way to design something a bit different. You know, it's risky, but often can pay off. And the Sofirn SC03 is a 2-in-1 flashlight that has both a long-range spot beam, as you can see here, it's just hidden underneath the bezel, but you've also got this lantern, this diffuser here on the side. So when I first saw this light, I thought maybe it's a bit of a gimmick, potentially just thrown together quickly, but having a closer look has really made me think the opposite. So let's see what you get in the box. So this is the box, and very basic, as you guys know, with the Sofirn packaging. This is the sort of cardboard packaging that they use on some of their lights. A little bit of information about the LED, 6500K. That is pretty much it. And then you get the light itself in a bit of bubble wrap. But there are some accessories. You get a nice little lanyard here, a couple of spare O-rings, USB-C charging cable as always. Okay, of course the SC03, and they also include a 21700 cell battery. And one of the things I just love about Sofirn is that they include everything in the box, all the way down to that USB-C charging cable. So if you're gifting this to someone, you know, they can have everything that they need in there, even if you're just a beginner as well. You don't have other batteries and stuff like that. You know, it's all very convenient, all in one box. Quick little comparison here between the SC03 with a couple of other side switch lights. And, you know, you've got the classic Sofirn IF22A, one of the first Sofirn lights that I actually purchased. And this one comes with a different font there as well back then. Wuben C2. Okay, now all these take 21700 cells. The SC03, as you can see, it's a little bit taller, and that's because it's just got to fit in that large reflector. So here's a little close-up of the Sofirn SC03, and it's got a really nice, simple, sleek design. You know, did I say simple? No knurling as well on the battery tube. The tail cap does have some details, also has a lanyard hole so in there. I don't really make much use of those myself. And one thing I really love about this light is the anodizing. It's just surprisingly grippy, considering that a lot of previous Sofirn lights have this kind of glossier finish to them. And I think, you know, in some of Sofirn's later lights, the last one I reviewed, and especially it had this same coating on it, which I'm a big fan of because it adds some extra grip, you know. And that's how they can get away with having this smooth knurling on there. I think overall it just looks better and is more scratch resistant as well. Now you can see here on the head, there's this white diffuser. It's made of plastic and it screws directly into the light housing, the head of the light, okay. And it also houses an orange peel reflector like I showed you in the beginning of the video. It's quite a deep orange peel reflector as well. It managed to achieve that 500 meters of throw. You're just going to need a deeper, larger reflector. Okay. Now you've got an SST40 here in the head. Just trying to get the camera to focus. SST40 there. Okay, so nothing special, but this is a great all-rounder. You know, lots of flood, lots of throw, lots of lumens as well. That orange peel reflector does really well to just balance out that flood and throw, but still manages to preserve the 500 meters of throw, which is quite incredible for a small light like this. You know, you got this aluminum bezel / ring and glass lens as well on the front. And it's very clever little design because you do have as well this diffuser here for some small LEDs, which I'll show you. But one of these sort of 2-in-1 flashlights where you have flood and throw in the same light. So I'll just unscrew the head. I'll show you what I mean. This kind of white part screws directly into the head, just underneath the head, and Yeah, as you can see, you've got the smaller LEDs here on the side, and these are actually CSP1313 LEDs. And I had to do a little bit of research on them here on the sides. So these I think they're SMD LEDs or cob LEDs. I'm not sure exactly what, but as you can see, they're just, it's almost like the phosphor is just, the actual LED itself just mounted directly onto the board. There's no dome. Okay. And the great thing is that these are also high CRI. Clever little design, isn't it? Look, they're all sort of spaced evenly apart. Provides great heat sinking. And that diffuser and reflector as well. I like how that it's just completely separate, as you can see there in the head. So the SC03 takes a 21700 cell. Okay, this one's, as I said, is included in the light itself, but you also get a onboard charging port here. So USB-C charging for a light like this that you're probably going to just take camping, chuck in your bag, in the glove box, general purpose light. USB-C port is just so useful, so you can charge that light on the go without any external charger. Got a single recessed rubber switch here on the front of the light as well. And yeah, also functions as a battery indicator. All right, so I'm going to go through the UI, just show you how the light works. And what happens if you leave the light on for 1 minute, you just have to remember that it auto locks. And when it auto locks, you just have to click twice in order to lock and unlock the light. So yeah, double press like this, okay, and it switches on. Pretty easy, just remembers the last mode that you were dealing with. I've just got the lamp mode on at the moment. And in order to switch modes, you just double press the button here on the side. So you can see here, just switches from the side to the front LED. You can't have both of them on at the same time as well. Now, say you're on this mode here, all you do to change the modes is the brightness is just press the button, okay? Just goes in between all these different modes. Double press isn't going to do anything but just switch, okay? And then just single press again to switch in between the different brightness settings. And you can also triple click for strobe, okay, on either one. If you want to turn the flashlight off, just press and hold. Okay, so it's basically press and hold to turn on, turn off. But the one thing that did confuse me is I just didn't know the light locked itself initially, so I was pressing all these, trying to press the button all the time to turn it on. Okay, but yeah, just have to remember, really have to remember to double press to unlock the light. Okay. All right, so I ran a bunch of ceiling bounce tests to see how the SC03 would perform, and this is the turbo test with the spot beam, so the SST40 and reflector, and you can see here, turn on the light, starts off at 100%, and get more than a minute worth of turbo performance, where the light is on about 95 to 100%. I'd say about a minute 15 or so before it starts stepping down, which is pretty impressive. And by the 2-minute mark, you're on about 25 to 30% of output. So I ran another ceiling bounce test, and this is on the high mode again with the spot beam, and you can see starts off at 100% and holds 100% all the way to 2 minutes before it steps down. About 2.5 minutes, you're still on 50% output, which is pretty impressive. Ran a third ceiling bounce test again with that spot mode, and this is on the medium mode, and it just manages to hold 100% through the duration of the test. I ran another set of ceiling bounce tests, and this is just by using the side lights, so that lamp diffuser sort of setting. You can see here on turbo, the light manages to last past the 1 minute mark, about 1 minute 15 on turbo before it steps down to just over 40% of its output. Again, quite impressive for a light of this size. And you can see here on the high mode, also tested out on 100% and way past the 10-minute mark, basically between 95 to 100% of output on that high mode, which is also quite good given that there's some decent sustained output. Overall, I was really impressed with both flood and throw beams. It's good that you get the best of both worlds in the same package, and it's not excessively large as well. Considerations that I want to discuss. Now, the UI, again, it's just a little thing that bugged me, but it did take me a few minutes to figure it out, and might have been a bit more user friendly with a couple of switches instead of just one. So that way you've got one switch for the, for the spot beam, one switch for the other one. But yeah, having to double click and go in between both of them does make it a bit annoying sometimes. And I feel that if there was two switches, then we could potentially activate both modes at the same time. And the auto lockout again confused me initially, as just that press and hold function would only just go to moonlight mode. So I thought, what is going on here? Is the light defective or something like that? But it does get easier as you use the light, and probably should blame myself given that I don't really read instructions to things. I try to figure them out, as soon as I get them without the manual. The second consideration is this diffuser. It works well, does the job, reasonably durable, but I just think that if it was made out of a stronger, thicker sort of material, even if it was made out of frosted glass or something like that, just be more scratch resistant and just look better paired with the aluminium, especially if you dropped it. But yeah, definitely think that if you were to drop this light on a sharp sort of surface, on a rock that just had a pointed area on it, you definitely crack this surface. But whether it's made out of glass or made out of plastic, you're going to have issues anyway with this sort of material. But yeah, you can't have everything, and if you do want that really nice lantern like effect, then you're gonna have to get used to having a different type of transparent material here. Overall, if you are looking for the perfect camping and walking light, this is the one to get, especially at this price point. I mean, this is my first lantern style light, and I'm just so impressed with how Sofirn implements lights like these. They're definitely taking a risk with a design like this, but I think they've made the right choice. It's very pragmatic. You really can think for people using it for different purposes. Everyone can find a use for this light. And, the fact that you don't even need to sacrifice on range, as that spot beam is just so easy to use for any targets up to 500 meters. I was surprised at how far this thing actually threw when I was doing the beam shot tests. Great quality as well, especially for that price point I was mentioning before. It's pretty much that perfect light that you want if you're going on an outdoors adventure. You walking in the park, camping, even just everyday use around the house or outside in the backyard. And great thing is that it comes with everything you need right out of the box. So if you're interested, go ahead and check the link in the description. There is a discount voucher if you want to get the Sofirn SC03. If there's any questions as well, just let me know down in the comments below and I will get back to you. If you enjoyed the video, do me a big favor and click the like button underneath the video. Helps me to get it out to more people. And if you want to see more flashlight reviews, keep up to date with the latest flashlight news, then make sure you subscribe. Okay, Sofirn SC03. And this is just on the spot mode. Okay, low, medium, high. Very throwy beam. Okay. And it's turbo. Look at that. This is amazing performance. I really didn't expect it to throw this far. Jeez. Go for a little walk so you can see the beam profile. I'm going to demonstrate to you now the lantern or the floodlight mode, consisting of a bunch of smaller LEDs, and you can't really see it here in camera. I'm just trying to bring it up through the highest. Yeah, you can just see it. Okay, I think what's going to be best, so I'll just go for a bit of a walk. Alright, and Sofirn SC03, and I'm going to just keep raising this up to the highest mode, and look at that, just easily reaching those trees at the back. Some of these reeds and things growing out of the water to the left and right as well, but yeah, very easily. I think this has got to be one of my favourite Sofirn lights, because it's just really surprised me. It's got a great combination of that floody side beam and then this amazingly throwy beam as well, and it's able to maintain that significant amount of throw as well, just due to the excellent heat sinking. It is getting a bit warm though, and I'm pushing it. And underneath this bridge, look at that. See some cars right underneath that edge of the bridge there, that back one there. But I mean, look at that. Amazing. There's a lot of construction or something going on at this time. These guys must be wondering what I'm actually doing over here.